Alright, so I'm going to do a review on the Vapage Crystal XL tank. It is a 510 thread with a dual coil bottom fed, so it works by gravity as the fluid just kind of comes down. It vapes at the bottom. I'm going to use it on a U-Turn 1300 variable voltage battery. I'm going to start down at 3.3 volts. I'll show you some cool vape clouds. We'll turn it all the way up to 4.8 on this U-Turn 1300, and then I'll actually use it again on my mod. So we'll have variable wattage and variable voltage. So I'll go ahead and use this. So it's got a nice smooth draw. Again, very tight, like I said. There's no adjusting the intake, which is something that I wasn't too sure about. This right here, it's a removable drip tip. It's plastic. Now, something I didn't like was that I haven't found another tip that fits it. I have other tanks, like this Kangar Pro tank right here with a drip tip, and it just doesn't sit right in there. You know, it says that it'll fit any 510 tank, but when you put it in, it just kind of bobbles around. It's not very tight. So that's one thing that I wasn't a big fan of. The only other thing that I don't like about this tank is if you look really, really close, there's a line right there that says refill. It's right about here. You can kind of see it. It says refill. You can't really use the tank once it gets below that mark, and unfortunately it holds about a milliliter of e-juice, and it's kind of wasted. So unless you're using the same flavor repeatedly, which I don't, I like to change it up. I have a bunch of different flavors. Right now I'm actually using Space Jam Pluto flavor, which I love very much. It's got a nice watermelon kind of citrusy taste to it. But again, back to the tank. Definitely a beast of a tank. It works extremely well. For me, I vape constantly, and I like to just use the same tank and the same wick repeatedly until it's done. And some say that this wick would last a week or 2 weeks, and I find that it doesn't last me that long until I start getting a burnt taste. And once I do, I don't like it. You know, I change it out right away. They're rather inexpensive. I paid about $2.50 per wick. And yeah, so it'll last me about 2 days because I vape a whole lot. So it's a nice, smooth taste, and that was 3.3 volts, so I'm going to turn it up a little bit. We'll do it about 4, right in between 3.8 and 4.3, and we'll get another look at the cloud it produces. Oh yeah, definitely a bigger cloud, definitely hits you a little bit harder in the throat. And we'll go ahead and try it again now at 4.8, which is the max this battery will give us. Oh yeah, so if you're looking for a really good tank that's going to work really, really well on both the Ego style batteries that have a 510 thread in them and the mods, I would recommend this tank. Again, besides the two things I mentioned, which this drip tip right here, I haven't found any other ones that work with it as well and as snug without it bobbling back and forth. And I feel that it kind of wastes e-juice a little bit because I get down to the bottom, and then once you get past that point, it kind of gurgles. It doesn't hit right. It kind of feels like I'm sucking through a straw. So overall, I got to give this tank a really solid 8.5. It's worked extremely well for me, but if you'd like to change the flavor of your e-juice without mixing them, that's going to be a problem using this tank. So now I'm going to go ahead and switch it onto my MVP mod by Innikin, I Taste. And we're going to turn the volts up because we were just at 4.8, and I'm going to go all the way up to 5, and we're at 11 watts. So we'll go ahead and do that now. Oh yeah, great taste. Great tank if you're looking for something that was rather inexpensive. I think it was $22.99. Now online they advertised that it came with the plinth or the beauty ring, and it does come with an extra wick down at the bottom. But when I purchased it, it didn't come with the plinth. We had to buy that separately, and it was an extra $5 on top. So if you could find it with the plinth and the extra, the atomizer or wick as I call it, you're going to be in good shape, and it'll work with any standard 510 threading. Hope you like it.